Hey guys, this is WhatiF here. I have a feeling this video is going to probably not be the most popular opinion, so I'm ready for disagreements. I'm ready for people to call me out, which fine. This makes the world interesting when people have different opinions. But a couple of people asked what my thoughts on Edwards retiring, and I, at first thought it was very surprising at the time because it just seemed so sudden. Because it seemed like a few weeks ago he was doing photo shoots for the 2017 season and everything, and then all of a sudden he just wants to retire and stop racing. And the reasons he gave today, because he had a press conference, he gave his reasons. He said he wants to leave on his own terms, and he said that I'm reading this here, and I guess he had three reasons why he wanted to retire. The 3 points he had that he wanted to retire was he was satisfied with his career, which it's a pill I can't swallow. It's just a pill I can't swallow because he's in the prime of his career. He's only 12 seasons in since he started, full time, and he's in the best team possible. He was fine this year. He was still a winning competitive driver. Like, I just miss it when drivers had that drive, the desire to do what they like to do. And the fact he's content with this, it, I just don't feel like he is one of those drivers, and it fucking sucks because I miss the days when people had that edge, the desire to do stuff, like just to keep going because they love what they did. It just always feels like drivers now just don't have that edge that they used to back in the day, and it's sad because if you really love what you do, you would continue until you realize when you plateaued. Like, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy that someone can be satisfied with a career that's so good for so long and then just decide to be content with it. Like, wouldn't you want more of it? The other reason is that he wants to spend time with his family, which, you had two kids. You knew going into this that, you wouldn't be having much time with your family and all that sort of stuff. And I get it, I guess, but it's just, he's just blowing an opportunity. I just don't understand it whatsoever. Maybe because I'm a piece of shit and I'm not married and I don't have kids or anything, so maybe I can't relate. So shame on me. I'm sorry I don't have kids. I'm gonna get kids now, so I can understand his point of view. I guess that's what I have to do to understand. Also, his last reason is he wants to stay healthy and he's worried about getting in a wreck or anything, which is, this one just blows my mind because it's like we're in an era where cars are so ridiculously safe beyond anything, and he's worried about getting injured or anything in a crash. Like, what were you doing the other 12 years then? Was it the Homestead wreck? Did that scare you too much? Edwards, you got flown into a catch fence upside down almost. Like, that was. There's been other wrecks in the past that have been super worse than that. It was pretty bad, but I just think Edwards lost the edge. He just lost the thrill. He lost the drive to do what he wanted to do, and it's sad. I really miss those days when drivers really had that burning desire to do what they love to do and do it no matter what. That's another issue in general with drivers just getting out of the car because, like, oh, my eye hurts, like freaking Denny Hamlin or something, or Kyle Larson being sick. And it's, as much as maybe people don't like Gordon, he did what he loved to do. He continued for it for many years. He never took a break, and it's very admirable to watch him continue to do this. He did it for 23 straight years. Rusty Wallace did it, Ricky Rudd did it, Terry Labonte did it, Dale Earnhardt did it for the most part, except for like one race. Jesus, freaking Mark Martin, Jesus Christ, Tim Richmond when he was basically dying, essentially. My gosh, it just goes on and on of just drivers that that have just that edge, that desire, and it just seems like Edwards completely lost it, and it's sad. Like, it makes me lose respect for him in a fucked up way, because it's like because it just seems like he just wants to get out before. I don't know. It just doesn't, like, I keep saying it, but it's like my only point is that he just doesn't have the edge anymore. He doesn't have the desire, and it's just sad. I mean, he's with the best team possible. I don't know. I'm just not very satisfied with the reasons he gave, and I'm just not. I'm just not. And I'm like, this is coming from a guy that's not even like the biggest Edwards fan. Because to me, before even Edwards retired, I really didn't have much thoughts about him. I thought he was a bit two-faced, considering his stuff in the past, where he's super nice on camera, but then behind the wheel and stuff, he does some pretty fucking outlandish things. But this was in the past. I'm assuming he must have changed since then, but I always get the feeling he's a bit two-faced, where he's super nice on cameras, and then I feel like he might be a dick off camera or something. And I just get that vibe, and it's just, I just kind of get I just don't have a genuine, like, trusting feeling with this driver. I always feel like, there was something more going on. And the stuff with Brad was like the perfect example, where he decides to wreck Brad at Atlanta in the straightaway. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that would happen. You're going to like 195 fucking miles an hour and you turn him on the front stretch. What the fuck do you think would happen? Maybe you didn't expect them to flip, but with the freaking wing and stuff at the time, the car would just catapult you in the air when shit like that happens. So, it's stupid. Like, that shit's just ridiculous. And also the stuff at Gateway trying to fucking, like, people bitch at Earnhardt for, like, doing fucked up shit, and it's like, Edwards did way worse. Way fucking worse. In terms of paying people back, because that was fucking ridiculous. Like Gateway 2010, where he just dumps Brad's shit and Brad gets completely demolished by the field behind him. And you could be like, oh, Edwards didn't mean that, but it's like, and then he's like, oh man, I was never fond of that. And that's kind of one of the small reasons why I like Brad, because I always felt like he was wrongly just being accused of, because it was all Edwards' fault. Start at Talladega, Edwards, turned down on Brad, and Edwards fucked himself over, and that was really his fault. I mean, what was Brad supposed to do? We seen the previous, 2 seasons ago in 2008, where Regan Smith was forced off the track, and Regan was like, what was I supposed to do? Just turn him, and this is the real life result of what could have happened if Regan Smith was not a conscious person and didn't just hold his line and let Stewart just go by. So I don't even know if this is cohesive. I don't know if I'm making good points. This is just my raw thoughts. I don't know. I don't know. Just in a fucked up way. I lose respect for him for doing this, because he doesn't seem like an actual, racer that really enjoys it. I don't know. I guess he just lost it, and it's sad, because when you get into a sport and you make so much money, you do what you love to do while you're making so much goddamn money. You would think you would continue until you reach the point where you plateau. So many other drivers. Now, I'm not expecting somebody to be like a Darrell Waltrip and ride around for 5 years and do shit. But you kind of know your point. Like Gordon, when he wanted to retire, he knew his point somewhat. I mean, even though 2014 was an amazing season, but he was already around for 23 fucking years, so I can give him some leeway. That's like as if freaking Kyle Busch wanting to retire. It's almost on that same kind of scale. And Edwards was still good. He was still in his prime. He was still fine. He was about 8 or 9 years away from retiring, at least. He had way more to offer. He had way more stuff to accomplish. I don't know. I guess that's my thoughts. I don't know. This is probably broken up in a mess, and I'm pretty sure people don't agree with me, and that's fine. But I'm just not really satisfied with it. I don't know what more to say. It just doesn't. I don't know. That's all I want to say. I'm going to keep repeating myself. I think you can get the inflection of just how I'm talking about this. I'm just kind of disgusted. So, that's it. That's all I want to talk about. I'll see you all later.